How y'all doing? Come on, one more time. How y'all doing? That's what I'm talking about. Look, check it out. I know you have been enjoying all of the speakers. Yes, you out there, all of y'all 800, 900, 1,000 people. I know you've been enjoying them all. You know why? Because they were some incredible, unbelievable, extraordinary speakers that came up here. Look, I'm going to have my little presentation, but I can tell you right now, our founder, Shawn will be coming right behind me. Yep, you're getting him one more time tonight, y'all. One more time tonight. Right after me, of course. The right mentality. I had to set the stage for him. So check this out. I want you to think about a time when you were a kid and you were at home and you're sad. Maybe you didn't get to watch that cartoon that you wanted to see. You know, when I got home, I would always race home. Got to see Speed Racer. For the young kids, y'all don't know that, but that's okay. I love anime, so that was one of the original animes. And then your mother turned the TV off. Boy, if you don't get that homework done, Mom, I don't have time. I want to see Speed Racer. Do that one more time. I got something for you. Go ahead. Okay, Mom, I'm going to do my homework. So you sit down and you do it. That's an emotion of sadness because you can't get to do what you want to do. Now think about it. When you're watching that TV show and you're laughing and you're having a good time and everything is great. You know, that's how I felt when I watched the Transformers. Optimus Prime, of course. That's my boy. Me and him go way back. We started together back in the 80s. At my grandmother's house in Broadview, Illinois, you come in, I get my sloppy Joe sandwich and my French fries, and that's where this came from. And I'm watching the Transformers. Now, that's happiness. Those are a couple of emotions. I'm Marcus A. Wright. I'm an emotional intelligence coach, a personality coach, a John Maxwell certified coach, and I am here to tell you a little story. But before I do that, I want you to think about this. Imagine, if you will, not having any thoughts, any emotion. There was a man in the 1800s. His name was Phineas Gage. Phineas Gage was the man, he was the man for setting up the railroads. He was the supervisor, the foreman, the manager, the man in charge. So he had this little tapping ring, this little tap thing. So when they setting the railroads up, he'd go through and he'd tap it along, make sure it's okay. Go to the next one, do the same thing, make sure it's okay. Now how they do this is they put a little gunpowder and a little sand on top, and to make sure it pops the way it needs to. Now imagine for a moment, you go to that railroad track, you hit, bam, it goes right through his skull, right through his eye socket, and 100 yards behind him. Now for most people, you know, living today, we probably think we would probably have died or something would have happened because that was 1800s. Now, why am I telling you this story? Because this man at one point was very fun and joking, laughing. The team loved working with him. But when Phineas Gage had that pipe go through his brain, he messed up his frontal lobe. Now, that frontal lobe is very important because that lobe is where your emotions hang out. So he went back to work 8 months later, but he had no emotion. He would never cry, wouldn't laugh, wouldn't get anybody's jokes or anything like that. So he went from being a very successful person to eventually losing his job. But then he would go and try to change his trade. But because he was emotionless, no one would keep him. He was not allowed to continue to work at any company in the 1800s. Now, why am I saying that? I'm saying that to all the leaders in the world and everyone in this room. Emotions and emotional intelligence is the most important thing when you're running a company. You see, if you're not an emotionally intelligent leader, and let me back that up because people are like, what in the world is that? I'm just going to put it simply. Emotional intelligence is having the ability to understand your emotions and to be able to communicate those emotions. Just very simply. I won't get deep into it. Now, if you can't communicate how you feel, or if you can't work with people and have them understand what's going on with you, because we all have interesting days. We won't call them bad days. We got some challenges throughout the day. You know, I've had a few challenges in my lifetime. But if I go to work and I got an attitude or I'm emotionless, well, they don't want to promote me because I'm not doing a good enough job. Not at all. Because I don't understand people. I'm not sharing my emotions. Now, I'm not telling you to go to work and have a good cry with somebody. I didn't say that. I'm not telling you to go to work and get to work and just laugh all day long and you can't get things done. You're just confused. I didn't say that. But what I said was understand your emotions. Understand how you feel. Keep them in check. You know why? Because there are things that are going to happen throughout your day. And if you don't understand yourself and how to react to those things, well, guess what? You might be unemployed. Because you know sometimes we all had them situations where you have the coworker that might say something to you because you're not having a good day, you don't know what's going on, and you snap. Oh, yeah, we got to get him out of here. That little short ball man and lost his mind. Security, but that can happen. So you have to understand yourself so those things don't happen to you. Because when you can't be successful. And the one thing I want to leave you guys with is the most important thing to me is understanding me. You see, I had a period of time in my life where I was lost. And I was stumbling. And I was confused. And that happened in the year 2014. And you would think that it just lasted for a couple of months. But it lasted for 4 years. I had no idea who I was. I just existed. I got up, I went to work, I came home, I got up, I set up my speeches, I came home, but I had no emotion. I was just existing. And I couldn't understand what was going on. So that cloud of darkness came over me. And it really shook me after my brother passed. But what I learned was I have to take time out to learn myself all over again. So Marcus A. Wright started thinking, you got to get yourself together, bruh. Because you cannot continue to walk through life this way. So get it together. So what I did, step one, I took time out to understand me and to understand what I was going through. Once I did that, I could go to step two. And step two was taking some time to journal the way I felt for those 4 years as best I could remember. And think about what I wanted to do in the future. And I started writing and writing and writing and writing. And I started feeling better. Then I went back to watch Speed Racer a little bit and Transformers a little bit more. And while I was sitting there, the right mentality popped into my head because I went back to my childhood and I remembered who I was. Once I did that, I hit the third step, and I meditated with my journaling, and I realized who I was. And then I said to myself, you got it. You can never have a why when you don't know who you are. So I found me, and then I was able to step into my why, which was being the emotional intelligence, personality, goofy, having fun individual that I am. My name is Marcus A. Wright. You can reach me at The Right Mentality on all social media. And then, of course, you can look me up on marcusawright.com.